Hi, my name is Chris McDonald. I'm a technical account manager with Powerland. This is the second vlog in our series on Microsoft Teams. In the previous video, we reviewed the activity, chat, and Teams pivots. Today, we're going to review calendar. So your calendar in Microsoft Teams works much the way it would in Microsoft Outlook. You can send meeting requests, create meetings, except they're done within Microsoft Teams, which means you're collaborating online with your colleagues or your customers. In the upper right corner, we have two icons, Meet Now and New Meeting. And just to the right of New Meeting, there is a drop-down that we can select to schedule a meeting or a live event. And a live event is more like a webinar where I can schedule it with numerous attendees and have various presenters. But for today, we're going to focus on a meeting. So at this point, I can click on Meet Now to create an ad hoc impromptu meeting. And I have my video turned on. So what I'm going to do, because I'm in my home office, I'm just going to blur my background. Now this is functionality that Microsoft introduced at the beginning of April. So they've included a number of backgrounds that we can select, or they've given you the opportunity to add your own backgrounds. So I've created one here in Microsoft Paint, which is just a Powerland background with a slightly grayish tone to it. Those backgrounds should be sized roughly 1920 by 1080 pixels, which is basically the same size as the stock backgrounds that Microsoft has provided. So I can click on Join Now to join this ad hoc meeting. And I'm just creating it off the cuff. Now I need to invite someone. So I'm just going to invite myself, my actual other account. And that is going to call that individual. And that individual can accept the call. And as you can see, now there are two individuals in this meeting. If I right click on the attendee, I can see that I can pin them, remove them, or make them attendee. Now, had I not already muted my other system, I would have the ability to mute this participant. And that does happen sometimes when you have a number of people participating in a collaborative meeting. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of feedback, and it's usually a good idea to just mute yourself if you're not speaking at that time. It's very quick and easy to unmute yourself. It's just, good etiquette to be able to do that. If I take a look at the options, I can see how long this meeting has been running for. I can turn off my camera. I can mute my mic. As you can see, it's quite easy to mute my mic. I can share. So if I click on share, it will give me an option of my desktop, various windows I may have open. I can choose the Microsoft Whiteboard. Now the Whiteboard is quite interesting because it's an add-on. I can open it in Teams or I can open it in the app. So if I click on open in Teams, I'm going to see the whiteboard. It's going to launch, and the attendees of this meeting are going to be able to see what's being written or displayed on that whiteboard. I have a limited selection here. I have a few pens and an eraser. If I want to add additional functionality to this, I should open it in the app. So if I click on open in app, it gives me that window again, open in app. It will actually launch the Microsoft Whiteboard. Now this is still integrated with Teams, so again, other attendees are going to be able to see this and collaborate. And as you can see, both accounts are connected at the moment. But what it does give me is I still have my pens that I can use, but it gives me other options. I can add images, add notes. What's really interesting is this insert menu. I can add a number of different items. I can add a Word document or a PowerPoint or a PDF or even a template. And they've added a few templates. This is in preview. So maybe I'm going to add a brainstorming template or a Kanban template to check on status of a team sprint. So if I'm in manufacturing and we're using a Kanban method. So for right now, I'll click on brainstorming. And as you can see, it creates this nice workspace for us to use within Teams. So I can add a title, I can add various ideas, I can type in my agenda, any follow-ups, and I can add various things into this section. So I can add another note, for example, and drop that in. Okay, I could just click on add note here as well. So it gives us a lot of functionality. So I'll just back out of that and close this and stop presenting this whiteboard. Under more actions, under the ellipses here, I can show the device settings. Now the device settings might be my audio device that I'm using. Various meeting notes, switching to a full screen. So if I switch to full screen, it gets rid of the taskbar, the menu bar at the bottom. And I can just hit escape to return back to a normal screen. Keypad, turn on live captions. And now this, if I turn this on, this is then going to start capturing and typing out the words that I'm speaking, essentially. Whatever I'm saying, it's going to start typing it out, as you can see at the bottom. Okay. So I turn that off. I can record this. If I record this meeting, it will be recorded and then shared through the chat within Teams once it's, the recording has been created. It takes a few minutes after the meeting is over for that recording to be created. I can end the meeting, and I can also turn off incoming video. If I don't want to see the video from other participants, I can turn that off. I can raise my hand. Now, if my hand is raised, if I go to the participant list, you're going to see that my hand is raised over there, and then I can put my hand down as well. Okay, or if I do it from my other account, you're going to notice that that hand gets raised, and there's an indicator right there, the number 1, that hand is raised. If there was 50 individuals in this meeting, or 25 individuals, and 10 of them put up their hand, it would indicate that there as well. Of course, there's the chat that's accompanying any meeting. So if I'm continuing to talk, perhaps I'm talking about a product or describing something to my colleagues, and they want to have a private chat, they can do that on the side. And then the participants. And of course, at the end, we can hang up the call. If there were numerous participants, their video would be shown here across the bottom as well. So I'll just end that call. And every once in a while, it will pop up, how was the call quality? So it was excellent, it was quite good. And that's going to be submitted to Microsoft. So now that we've created an ad hoc meeting, let's create a scheduled meeting. We'll go up to the upper right-hand corner and select New Meeting. Click on the drop-down, Schedule Meeting. We're going to give the meeting a title. Add some attendees, just like we would in Outlook. Pick a date and time when we want this meeting to occur. Whether or not it's reoccurring or not, or repeating, I'm going to select weekly. I'm going to add it to the demo team channel and give some details. I'm going to click on the scheduling assistant, and I can see that my other account is unavailable. There's already a meeting at that time, and that individual is unavailable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that meeting a half an hour later, from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and click on Send. Now, just like any other meeting, that's going to be sent as a meeting request to that individual. I'll click on Teams and we'll click on General, and you can see that that meeting has been posted into our chat, and it indicates that the meeting has been created and occurs every Thursday at 6 p.m. So let's give that a thumbs up and switch back to our calendar. So here's our demo meeting. I'll just go to my other account at this point and accept that meeting. So when I open that meeting up, I can my RSVP options are for the occurrence or for the series. So I'm going to respond to the series, and I'm going to accept and then close that on my end. So now that I've accepted that meeting, I'll just reopen this meeting, and you can see that my account has accepted it. At this point, I can click join, but because it's in the future by about a half an hour, there's no need to do that. So I'm going to just click close. And that concludes our vlog for today. Thanks very much for joining us. Please click on like and subscribe. Take care.